Hello everybody, Princess Bear here, and we're back at EPCOT because it's time to go back to
Space 220
for lunch this time.
I'm excited.
She has been vying for this reservation for a long time, so now we finally got it. Let's go blast off.
Be sure to subscribe, and the adventure is out there.
You heard the girl. Another trip to the spaceport.
Let's go to space! Oh my gosh, the number one's in here?
No one's in here right now. This is going to be a boarding pass that head for space today. And we actually going to join Claudiana right back here.
Welcome in.
Okay.
So ready to go to space!
I stood the same. Right. So since we're ready to go to space, we will be going 10,000 miles per hour up to space at a distance of 220 miles away. You guys have two perspectives. You have the Earth perspective down here, and you have the space perspective right now. Enjoy.
She's kind of fast.
It's fast.
Brace yourself.
You're riding aboard the Mark V Stellarator, the latest in space elevator design and technology. Today, you'll have a spectacular view of Florida and the eastern seaboard. Enjoy the ride. I'll be back in a bit with arrival information. If you look above, you'll see Centauri Space Station coming into view. Once we dock, gather your belongings and exit through the open airlock. A Space 220 agent will be waiting for you.
Where's the hurricane?
It's gone. 8 years. Congratulations, you guys made it up to space safely. We'll be entering these doors right behind me. Make sure to have that boarding pass out so we can get used to it. The person with the boarding pass is your leader, so make sure you follow your leader. You're following this way. I'm the leader. You're the leader now. You're gonna go all the way down. There's gonna be a seater right over there, Brad.
Interstellar! Took me a while before I was able to find a vegan wine. Majority of the wines here are not vegan, so definitely be careful. We already drank the entire specialty drink menu on our last video, so be sure to check that out. I'll put a link to that in the description box down below. But thankfully, I was able to find this Mendoza Vineyards wine, which all of Mendoza Vineyards is vegan, so cool. I got a Malbec, always into the reds. I don't see a line on this glass, so that kind of sucks, but you know, cheers. This drink is just as expensive as a mixed drink. And they don't do bottles here. Oh wow, that is super light. It's just airy, and it's got like a very small hint of grape to it. I'm really into this one. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 grapes. It's good on a nice like space age day.
Now this is a wine glass. It's almost Princess Goldberg. But I would still be very, very afraid for her to have to use the house. Ooh. One smells delicious. Very much on the dry side. It gives me like Pinot vibes. It's not a Pinot, but it gives me those sort of like dry, full-bodied red sort of vibes. But nothing too harsh or bitter on the back end. It's not very acidic, so it works. I think it would pair well with what we're eating for dinner, or lunch in this case. not bad. I believe we have bought Mendoza's wines before at a local grocery store, so not incredibly hard to find, but still good. 4 out of 5 plus. Since we tried other cocktails last time, I remember that my favorite was the one Maker's Mark. So it's Maker's, pineapple, passion fruit, and honey with some bitters in it. A nice, it's probably like one of the less spacey looking drinks you can get here. It's also one of the tastiest. Looks aren't everything, people. Don't be so shallow. The honey and the passion fruit combining well with the bourbon. A nice, smooth, sipping drink. So then you just kick back and watch the planets go by. 4.5 out of 5 plus.
These are the space greens. They smell incredible. It's basically just bib lettuce, watermelon that's compressed, and then some spiced pecans. Now, the option that I got last time here was the grain salad. It is very different from this one. This actually has honey in the dressing, so not vegan standard, but you can switch it with like an oil and vinegar dressing, which is what I did for this. So instead of doing the ancient grains, watch our other video for that one. We're doing the new salad for this one. I have a feeling it's not going to be as good, but I'm here for the bib lettuce and this watermelon and the pecans. This is a huge bite. This is actually very intimidating. Cheers to the community. The flavor on that watermelon is really unique. I do feel like I'm eating clean lettuce. Reminds me of that other lettuce that we buy. Calorie lettuce, something like that, like the cleanest lettuce in the world. Really good. I love the flavorings of it, even though it's just oil and vinegar. It's still got like a nice like lemony brightness and freshness to it. I'm here for it. I'm gonna give it like a 4.5 out of 5 salads. I really did not expect to like this salad this much because I thought it was kind of plain, but I kind of like it more than the last salad that I had here. This is bomb.
This literally looks like somebody's hippie garden I'm playing. Literally humongous pieces of uncut lettuce, huge chunks of watermelon, and candied pecans. I'm just gonna try to like roll one of these up like a taco. Let the lettuce do my work for me since it's so big. Load one of you there. Scoop up one of these pecans, load that there. Let's fold that over because at its base, everything wants to be a taco.
Watermelon is nicely spiced, yeah?
Interesting. I don't like watermelon. The watermelon with pecan, the lettuce is actually quite good. Nice and crisp, well seasoned. I don't say that often off salads. I think it's actually really good. Look at that, 3.5 out of 5 balls.
3.5?
Only because they got watermelon in it. So a little bias in that rating. Your mileage may vary. Here we have the Big Bang Burrata. I had the tuna tartare last time, but I wanted something a little different. I said I would get more things for you vegetarian folks. So here we are. We have a nice little like bed of lettuce here with some grilled artichokes, a huge bang of mozzarella, and then a little bit of like sauce on the side to sort of tie everything together. I don't normally need magic pills for mozzarella, but this is looking kind of fresh, and it might hurt me a bit. But I love our community, so I'm out here risking my life, as always, for you guys. You know, what we do is so incredibly dangerous. Some artichoke, get some green on there. I do love me some artichokes, though. I feel like it's like artichoke light. There are also some seasoned sunflower seeds in here. Give it a little bit of crunch. I'm excited for this. The crushed seasoned tomato sauce with the grilled artichoke and tomato gives like a very Italian feel, but like Italian in space, but very light, nothing overpowering. It's like just enough flavor without being too much, but it's still definitely a bang in your mouth. I think I might actually like the Princess salad better though. I'm gonna give this one 3 out of 5 plus.
I'm stronger than the burger. Not really. So we have this beautiful quinoa burger that I have smooshing. It's got black beans and all the goodness up in here. I love me some quinoa. Actually, fun fact, I had never really had quinoa until we went to Whispering Canyon, and then I had quinoa cakes. So now I'm kind of, and then I got obsessed with quinoa. So now I'm kind of excited that I get a quinoa cake, but in burger form. Cheers to our quinoa lovers in the community. Okay. That's a lot of interesting flavors happening. And they all go together really well. However they season this burger, it's like, it's flavorful. I actually like this better than the Whispering Canyon quinoa cake. This might be my favorite quinoa thing on property now. The amount of like flavors and seasonings they put in this are just like out of this world. Can you believe that? 4 out of 5 burgers.
Right here is definitely an amalgamation of things. Like get ground quinoa, there could be some black beans in there. I see some carrots in the patty. You got this arugula, the sauce on top, a nice tomato. I can't tell if there's bits of corn in there, but there's some things.
It's got the juice.
It's definitely got some things in there. And it's nice to see this circle of like plant-based food, where you went from generic plant-based black bean patties to in-house black bean patties to alt meats like Impossible and beyond. Now we're back with restaurants with fine dining anyway, trying to do like more inventive burger patties. This, you get points for me already for avoiding alt meat. You could have gone the easy route and made it an Impossible burger, but you didn't. You get points for that. It is 100% not burger consistency. It's definitely a very soft patty. Not a whole lot of chew to it, but a ton of flavor. Like explosions of flavor in your mouth. The quinoa is very well cooked. Even with the black beans and everything else, everything in the burger and the patty itself remains very consistent consistency. That with the tomato and the arugula come out of the sauce make it for a very good bite. It tastes healthy, but not in the bad way. That's a solid 4 out of 5 flaws. They have something special here, other than space, and the space elevator, and the lighting, and the service.
Space. We have this beautiful seeded cucumber that has been pickled. And if you watched our behind the scenes tour, you would see all of the beautiful cucumbers that we get to enjoy. Pickled to perfection. I love me a good pickle. 4 out of 5 pickles. I say potato, you say potato, tomato. I'm not using the sweet tomato juice. I'm just eating We actually had these last time we came here and they were stupid salty. So let's see if they've changed. They're still a little salty, but not as salty as they were before. And I love the like wedge potato. It's like eating a little mini baked potato. 4 out of 5 potatoes. I need mustard. And it'll be like 4.5.
The Princess and the other plant-based people who are part of our community would say that being vegan or plant-based is kind. But when I look at this, I see the fried entrails of potato dipped in the blood pureed innards of a tomato. Doesn't sound very kind to me. Really? Absolutely massive chunks of potato. Definitely more potato than it is wedge. Just more potato in a wedge shape. Less fried. I could stand for it to be a little bit more crisp and a little less soft, but it makes a nice side. 2.5 out of 5 plus. Since we're doing lunch today, I decided to get something nice and light. We have the Tuna Tataki, which at its core is just expanded tuna poke bowl. You have nice seared pieces of ahi tuna, seared to the outside, raw in the middle, with green beans, pineapple, edamame, arugula, and I believe it's seasoned carrot, with a little bit of bed of rice and avocado here at the bottom. It's a mix of a lot of different things, a lot of flavors that I wouldn't normally mix. I love pineapple, I love avocado, but I would never ever think to mix any of that with green beans. So let's give her a shot. A little bit of avocado, got all of that. A little slice of the tuna. Let's get a green bean. Let's shovel some of this edamame on here. And here we have a very odd looking couple. It's very interesting. The tuna reminds me of like a Tagarashi spice that we've had in the past. It's very earthy spice, but not very spicy. I can do it with like a little spice kick. Green beans are cooked, they don't really add a whole lot. It doesn't really mix well with the avocado and the pineapple. It's a very odd taste, very odd texture. As independently, the flavors would seem alright. They don't taste very well to me mixed together. I'm gonna eat more of this, but as it is stands right now, it's a 2.5 out of 5 plus. I really can reconcile the flavors on this plate. Least of all the green beans, they just can't, does not work for me. Everything else I can get on board with. The green beans just feel very much out of place. Even removing those and not eating them, because you see I basically left those on the plate, it's still getting a 2.5 out of 5 plus.
So go to Three Bridges for a tuna bowl then?
Or get the salmon.
Initiate descent in 3, 2, 1. Your journey back to EPCOT will be a smooth and quick one today, so enjoy the ride.
You don't want to go too fast because we just ate, right?
Oh, this is way better than going up.
I don't feel anything.
EPCOT is now coming into view. Gather your belongings, exit through the open airlock, and watch your new controllers.
Yes, that's what we're gonna go on next.
We've returned from space.
It was a beautiful adventure.
It was a very nice time. I'm still on the fence about this restaurant. The food it's just okay. Again, you're definitely coming from the experience.
It's cheaper for lunch than it is for dinner, though, because it's like $80 or $79 for dinner and $55 for lunch. So
But it still basically came out of like a $200 meal after tip.
I think Space is still cool. I like the food. I like the experience. I liked lunch and dinner. And I promise you guys, this is not our most expensive meal of this year.
My wallet's gonna begin to cry. But I want to know what you guys think of Space 220. Are you still waiting to come here? Let us know in the comments below. If there's any restaurant you prefer over this one, I need to hear that too. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this. And
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, I'm pretty sure that Bear is never gonna let me go to space again, because I promise you guys it was a miracle that he let me even go to space this time, and it was only because of the hurricane and that he like let me get a pass to book whatever I wanted, because if it wasn't for that, we would have never come here today. I promise you that.
I stopped listening like 8 rants ago, but you heard the girl.
Rude.
You got up to 2 hours, don't you? I guess we're going home.